then it's in. So it's very, very unlike the process of doing films and TV.
Yeah, because it's so collaborative, as you say, and even
Yeah.
a lot of the things you've done, you've co-written.
Yeah, exactly. No, the great thing about these is it's really uncollaborative.
So,
especially as I draw the pictures as well. So there's I don't even have to have arguments with that guy.
Yeah. So what comes first in your mind, the pictures or the words?
Well, I write the story before any of the pictures are done. I'll only do that once I'm on to about draft 4. I'll start drawing the pictures. But I kind of already drawn them in my head while I'm writing the book. I'm thinking up, like, okay, we'll have that bit and we'll sort of see that bit and that bit. There's about sort of 9 or 10 pictures in each chapter. So by the time I actually take pen to paper to do the pictures, I know what I'm going to do. I've been thinking about it for months.
I'm fascinated by the idea of sort of collaborative writing. I know on this one you were on your own, but when you're working with someone like Kevin or David, how does that process actually work? Do you sit in a room and literally, like, both with a pen and you're fighting over it, or is it at different stages?
Well, I mean, everybody works differently if you're writing in a partnership or a team. I mean, yesterday I was writing for Tracy Ullman. We wrote some of her last series and writing the next one. And 2 sketches are being written simultaneously in the room with people shouting lines this way and that, and 2 laptops being passed sort of around the room. That's quite rare. Most of the time, for me and Kevin, like I don't type anymore. He does that now. But I'll pace around and he does the typing, and it's one long, endless conversation. The rule, generally speaking, when you're writing with other people, is don't start shooting stuff down all the time. Don't keep saying no.
Everything's a good idea.
Well, that's not true either. There's somewhere between the two. There's a sweet spot between the two where you're being constructive without actually, like, putting the stoppers on stuff.
Yeah. And so how did you get into all of this? When did you start writing?
It was a long time ago. My childhood ambition was to be a cartoonist, which eventually I managed. I have some other less child-friendly books of cartoons that have been around for some years. I went into script writing because it was, at the time, my cartoons were kind of uncommercial. That changed later. Me and Kevin, who I write with, we started writing for a show called Weekending on Radio 4, where you could literally, at the time, this is before like door security had really fully been invented, you could turn up at the BBC at one particular door and say, I want to write for Weekending. And someone, no ID would be checked or anything. Someone would write you a pass and say, go up to the first floor. And you'd go up and you'd just pitch things to a producer. You could just walk in off the street and have a go. And that at the time was like the standard way in for comedy writing. And then it's just a matter of clawing your way up to making a living from it.
And what about the family side of things? How did you get into that particular area of writing?
Well, that was just through an interest in cartoons and animation, really. We did... the first thing we did like that was called Robbie the Reindeer in Hooves of Fire, which was a BBC animated special using a lot of talent from Aardman, which was on in 1999. And although it's not, people don't really talk about it now, we did get the BAFTA for it, so that was quite nice. So that was the first thing that was like that. So I've been doing it for a long time. And
has children's entertainment changed, do you think? Obviously, the particular brands are different and the different characters are different, but ultimately, is it the same stuff as it was when you first started?
Broadly speaking, I think, because the great template was already in existence, which was Toy Story. Because I think that really changed everything, where that showed just how high quality you could go for an audience of children, where you can really show any of the Toy Story films to adults and they work exactly as well as they do for children. And that's the kind of thing that you can do. If you're, that's what to aim for, and that's certainly what I try to do.
Yeah, that's certainly what people say, for example, about David Walliams' The Boy in the Dress, is that it's entertaining for children and adults alike. Is that do you think you've achieved that with King Plus?
Well, I hope so. Yes, I mean, this is sort of it's a chapter book for the 5 to 10 sort of age group. So as often as not, this story is going to be read to children by adults. Adults are going to be around. And I've got 2 children of my own, and I know that there's some books that you really get a kick out of reading, because like the jokes are good and the characterization is just got a little bit of depth to it, and those are the ones you keep reaching for. You go, oh, can we read that one to the kids, because that's just going to be fun. So I'm writing for the grown-ups too.
And can you remember being told stories as a child?